Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. So I am feeling terrible that I haven't been able to get videos out recently. I've been having some recording issues. I've actually played quite a few drafts, but one reason or another, a misclick there or a recording problem here, and I'm just struggling to get videos out even though we're 1 week into it. So hopefully this one's going to be good and you guys are going to enjoy it. We're going to 3-0, get my first trophy. So here it's a dismissive Pyromancer. By a wide margin. I think after Dismissive Pyromancer, it's probably Bugler, followed by Omen Speaker, followed by Arcane Encyclopedia, and some sort of order like that. But honestly, I'd probably still take Dismissive Pyromancer, even if Lich's Caress was in here. It's just you can't ask more of a 2-drop. It loots, it gives you value later on in the game. It's just solid all throughout. Much weaker pack. God, there's really nothing I want from this. Literally, I mean, this is okay. Whenever a creature or Planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice a Johnny's Last Stand. I guess if there are some sack outlets with red, maybe we could do something with this, like instant speed. Like, I guess, yeah, but that's not even instant speed. Yeah, I don't know. I do like red-white though. I guess I don't mind starting out with 2 rares, whatever. Well, let's see what else we get. Okay, so it's between a Fel Spectre and a Pegasus Courser. Still think Pegasus Courser is better. I mean, Fel Spectre is a great, it's just good value for 4 mana. Don't let the 1/3 body intimidate you. By the way, if your opponent is playing a Dismissive Pyromancer, this is not a card you want to see on the other side, because every time your opponent loots, it deals 2. I still like Pegasus Courser better. The thing is, like, this format the red-white deck is ridiculously fast. You could have a turn 6 kill without too much effort. And yeah, now we're rewarded with Angel of the Dawn, which I'm going to snap pick. Yeah, you don't have to ask me twice if I want this card. So now we're looking for the stupid 2-mana Goblin Instigator that makes a 1/1 token. We want the called the Cavalry version of this set. Again, Mirror Image. The reason why this isn't good is as follows. I actually think Sleep is a better card than Mirror Image. If you're playing a clone, you want to have the flexibility of cloning your opponent's creatures, because, like, let's say you're on the draw, right, and your opponent just played a 4-drop. You want to be able to clone that 4-drop. But if you're cloning your own creatures, by definition, with turn progression, you cannot make a better creature than the previous one. Of course, you have like an Exclusion Mage. It's good value. But, you play a 3-drop on turn 3, and you play this to copy your 3-drop on turn 4. Don't you just want to play a 4-drop? So you're kind of like preordained to make a worse creature with this. Now, if you have some bombs, like, I don't know, Gin of Wishes or something else, it gets better. But for the most part, it's really not a good card. Also, if your opponent has mana up, and you're playing against, like, blue, red, or even black, you could get blown out, because if your opponent kills or bounces the one creature that you have that you're trying to copy as you're casting your 3-drop, then it just comes into play as a 0/0. So there's so many things with that clone that just make it virtually unplayable. Yeah, I really don't think it's a good card. So there's a decent black card in here. I don't care about the Novice Knight. We're getting caught off in red. I'll take an Epicure of Blood, speculating on the black-white light game deck, which I've been really kind of hoping to make for a long time. But now we get a decent card with Pyromancer, deals 2, then flies over top with Courser. That's not bad. Spark Tongue Dragon may be a little bit better. Honestly, the thing is, like, this requires 8 mana to really go off, and in your red-white decks, you're often playing 16 lands. So this is more for, like, the dragon deck, I think, if you got some dragon combos. Otherwise, it's a 5 for 3/3 flyer. It's evasive. I guess whatever, it's still okay, I'll take it. But you rarely end up using this ability. So some black cards, but none of them are really good. I'd rather just take a Pyromancer. Like we are seeing Neonate. Neonate works with Epicure of Blood, but I'm not going to give up on the red-white deck. Okay, so I have so many 5-drops already. I don't think I want a Lava Axe. Like if I had a Gutter Snipe, I'll take a Lava Axe because then it becomes deal 7. But we didn't get one of those, so it's between like a Marauder's Axe and a Falcon. I guess I'll take an axe. It's colorless. Another axe. So some decent blue cards. Blue card, I should say, with Omen Speaker. I guess I'll take an Ogre. It works with Pegasus Courser. Nobody wants to play this blue-white artifacts flyers deck. It's just as many times as I tried putting it together, it just never comes together. It doesn't seem very good. So maybe a Goblin Motivator here. Let's see. So if we end up in black, we could maybe do a Mind Rot. It's not bad. I mean, I guess I'd just rather have something that'll help me splash in case I get some bombs. Crash Through. Is there anything that combines with, okay, well, this is a 4-power Marauder's Axe is okay. I guess if we get a Gutter Snipe, Crash Through is not terrible. I definitely don't want a second Goblin Motivator, though. Sure, yeah, well. Novice Knight with Marauder's Axe becomes a little bit better if I get some more equipment. Maybe we can make room for it. Elemental's Filler. I think this is kind of decent if you have Electrify, and you could, let's say you have 2 lands on tap, right? You can kind of sag this to add 2 mana to fire off your Electrify. So it kind of, sometimes it works, but it's really a narrow situation. I don't think it's very good. So it's between Knightly Valor, which is just very good power. I mean, look, it is an enchantment, so you can get blown out, but Vigilance on both creatures, I still think Stag is better. Stag and Motivator is very good. But I'm not sure. Maybe the right pick is the Knightly Valor. You get a body. You get to improve a body significantly with +2/+2 in Vigilance. And there are random enchantment payoffs in white, like with Novice Knight. So this thing becomes a 4/5 Vigilance. All right, so I think it's an easy Banefire here, and now I'm incentivized to play a 17 land deck as opposed to 16, and we're getting kind of top heavy. I mean, we got 2 5-drops already. We're not even halfway through the draft. This is just awesome. It's a great card. If it wasn't for this, I'd snap pick another Angel of the Dawn over Shock. Shock is good, but not as good as this card. Not as good as the Angel. Angel into Angel is just, that's very powerful. Another Stag, sure. I wonder if there's a deck for this in Limited. I'm not sure. Maybe there's some constructed implications for this, but again, Stag over Shock, so I'm sending signals that red might be open. So with the 2 Shocks that we passed, we're reducing the probability of seeing good red in pack 3. No, we should be all right. Oh, sweet. Siege, this is an awesome card. This is just stupid. 2 Stags, Motivator, and this thing, forget it. Maybe we still play 16 lands. I mean, as it is, I just have to get to 5 mana for this deck to work. Another Stag. All the Stags? I'll play 3 Stags. Maybe I wonder if there's a Horse Standard deck with that 5/5 that makes Crested Sunmare. I wonder if there's like a, oh, this isn't a horse, this is an elk. Ah, I see. Because I think you could probably brew something up with that. Give these indestructible. Doesn't seem terrible. Huh. So maybe just a Manolith? We're not splashing anything yet, but we might open something we want to splash. And on its own, it's not like a terrible card. Of course, to get real value, look, with Banefire, it becomes a little better because you could, you could just deal some direct damage. I mean, you get in enough damage with Stag and whatever random creatures, you could just finish out the game. With Banefire, give it, an extra bump with Manolith. Stone Quarry is not bad here. It improves our mana base. I don't want too many of these because there is a real cost to playing tap lands, but in general, one's not bad. So Dragon Egg, do I have any sacrifice outlets? I do not. Our deck is trying to give our creatures haste and attack, and I think for that we're just better off with a Swift Claw. Like I think the Dragon Egg is better if you have like the black red sacrifice deck. It's a good card in that deck. So with two of these, maybe we play a crash through. Again, there's really nothing. We don't have any combos with active treason. We don't have a thud. If we had two thuds, I'd consider an active treason. Even one thud, I'd consider an active treason because there's nothing as much fun as stealing your creature, your opponent's creature, attacking with it, then throwing it in their face or at another creature. There's just something about doing that gives you these warm and fuzzy feelings. And I cannot believe this card wheeled. Are you kidding me? It means nobody's playing white at the table. No one, literally. I'm the only white player. I guess it's the advantage of passing shocks. I don't think I need this, but maybe. Okay, on to pack 3. I'll take a Rust-Winged Falcon. Probably not going to play it. This card's not bad. Like it gets no respect. It gives indestructible and +2/+2. But it's only at the beginning of combat. Yeah, it's not that good. It's not that good. If it gave it permanent indestructible, that would be something else. But then your opponent can just shock your stupid Scarecrow or whatever you're playing. Interesting. So Cleansing Nova or an Electrify. This is kind of difficult. I need to think about this. The problem with Cleansing Nova, like, if you have ways to draw cards, like let's say you got the tome that you could tap 3 and add 3 mana, you can kind of get a better advantage. But as it is, you're down a card and you're passing the turn. So I don't think this is a very good card with what we're trying to do. I think it's better like in a blue-white control deck. So really it's between Gallant Cavalry for the 2 Angel of Downs or Electrify. And I do like Electrify. With 3 Stags, we're just, blowing things up, getting things out of the way. It's very good. Yeah, this is the card we really wanted. And hopefully we can wheel Instigator. So Snap, picking Goblin Reinforcements, and I am taking out a Johnny's Last Stand because that's not what we want to be doing. Cavalry Drill Master is in line with what we're trying to do. I think I'm going to get enough playables not to play Novice Knight. We don't have enough support for it. Fiery Finish. Not crazy about this card. I really don't like this card. It's like a much worse Electrify, but I guess there are some things that you must deal with. So whatever, I'll take it, but I'm not main decking it. Another Pegasus Courser is excellent for the 2 Ogres and the Swift Claw. I don't think we're playing Manolith either. Unless you're splashing or like really short on playables, or you have a bomb rare that you want to play a turn early, you really don't want this in your deck. You just sometimes, more often than not, you just want an extra shock or just an extra random creature. So in terms of what I want for this deck to be complete, I wouldn't mind like Trumpet Call, I think it's called, the +2/+0 to attacking creatures. Inspire Charge would also be not terrible, and Goblin Motivators. Goblin Instigator. That wouldn't be terrible with heroic reinforcements. And I could probably make room for the 4-drop cavalry card that makes plus 2 knights. And this deck's looking pretty good. It's going to win on essentially Angel of the Dawn, getting in for an Alpha Strike after heroic reinforcements. Gutter Snipe is good. We have, well, we don't have too much, do we? Let's see. We got Crash Through, heroic reinforcements, Banefire, and Electrify, and I guess we may not even be playing Crash Through. There's nothing else in here for us. This is certainly not the deck. Fountain of Renewal is certainly not for what we're trying to do. We're just trying to kill our opponent as fast as possible. Tectonic Rift is potentially a sideboard card. I think this is better than people give it credit for, especially in red-white. You get enough hits in with Anaka Ogre and Starcrown Stag, and it's just game over. Let's see, another Fiery Finish, sure. I'm not playing it. I don't see a situation where I bring in both. Yeah, so when we pass that Destroy All Creatures card, like we have Dismissive Pyromancer, which could potentially help us catch up in a late game, but usually you want to get it down early and it's just going to die to that kill all creature spell. Sure. Like another reason why we didn't get a Trumpet Blast, that's unfortunate. That was kind of the one thing our deck was missing. So Gutter Sniper is really looking awkward here. Okay, not a little less awkward with Sure Strike, but we still need to make a cut. Okay, so I don't think this is a deck for Johnny's Last Stand. Reason being, if this said whenever any creature dies, it would be better. But because it's only our creatures and because we have 3 stags, it's going to be very difficult for our opponent to block. I guess we could leave back like a stupid Goblin Motivator to block, but our deck's trying to get in with everything, with 2 coursers and 3 stags. That's just evasion and making it difficult to block. So I think as is, our deck is very good. And with Gutter Snipe, Sure Strike is a better card than Marauder's Axe. Also, just dealing 3 extra damage sometimes is gonna end the game. So Crash Through is more of a filler cycling card, but again, with the 3 ogres, it's not terrible, but still very meh. And this Siegebreaker already has Trample. Yeah, the Siegebreaker already has Trample. So maybe we look, is a Tectonic Rift just better than Crash Through? I think it might be. I think a Tectonic Rift. I think this is a Tectonic Rift deck. So let's have some fun. Let's just go all in, all out. Kill them before they can stabilize and before they can start gaining life. I think I'm okay with 17 lands. Again, Banefire is a kind of a menacing just to finish out the game. Like a deck like this should have no problem getting our opponent down to like 7 life very quickly in a couple of turns. And then, you know, opponent is in a position where he can't attack for a bunch of turns because we're threatening lethal. He's just going to keep building his board, stabilizing, and then you hit him in the face with the Banefire. So it's a good plan. And this is definitely a play first deck for sure. That's a keep. Okay. So if opponent has removal, I don't want to just throw away Dismissive Pyromancer, and I'd rather he use a random shocker, some removal on this guy. Okay. I will attack, and I'm happy that we have 3 ogres versus a suspicious bookcase. That's not going to block too well. Okay. Let's play ogre and pass. So next turn we could do like a Dismissive Pyromancer and Sure Strike, depending on the combat situation. And turn after that we can go Heroic Reinforcements. So I think I'm just gonna, well, now let's attack. I'm gonna have to use Sure Strike to kill Swiftclaw and make sure my creatures can get through. Well, maybe I don't even need to do that. Let's just attack with both and see how my opponent blocks and what he does. Okay, I think I will use a Sure Strike because next turn I can set up a big turn with Dismissive Pyromancer and Heroic Reinforcements. And we will also have the option of just electrifying whatever's in our way and getting in for a bunch. Again, we're with this card in hand, we want to build out our board. That's a good target for electrify. Kill that. Yes, let's just get rid of it and get in for 6. Yep. No problem. We actually really want to see that because that's making our heroic reinforcements much better. He might have the okay, I thought he had something else. That he was going to kill a tap creature, but actually that's great because everything gets through. Okay, so question is, do I want to set up for like a massive turn by playing Motivator, Pegasus Courser into heroic reinforcements? I think I do. I think that just might be better. And I have just the right amount of mana for it. So we're going to play everything out here, pass, and then hit hard. Not a problem. It's actually really good. Here we go. And let's get in with everything. Okay. So, opponent's got a lot of X1s, which makes me sad we don't have the Goblin Instigator card. I think we're okay as is. I definitely don't want these stupid fiery finishes. It's just an awkward 6 mana removal spell. It's just a much worse Lich's Caress. It's 1 more to cast. It doesn't kill 8 mana creatures, which is, by the way, with a 7/7 enchantment card. Sometimes it's relevant. It's just bad. So let's run it back like this. Now, don't get me wrong. If this thing said deal 7 to any target, it would be leagues better. Even if it said deal 7 to target creatures or to target creature, or like at least 4 damage to target opponent, I think it would be much more playable. But when it's so, situational, it's not good. So let's see if opponent puts us on the play or on the draw. My guess is he's going to play first. Yeah. Against our deck, that probably makes sense. That's a great hand. All right, so that's keep. Well, I guess it could be better. I wouldn't mind drawing my motivator here. Nope. All right, stone quarry pass. Okay. So let's run out a drill master. Sad, lonely drill master to trade. Oops. If I had the motivator, he can give +2/+0 to himself, and then the motivator can give him haste, which is kind of cute combo. Sure, I'll trade it 2-1 for 3-1. Okay. Sky Scanner is not scary, but back to back. But Star Crown Stag into Siegebreaker into Stag, that is scary. Okay. That Suspicious Bookcase is pretty terrible against Stag. It's what it's supposed to do is block, and that's something you cannot do. It feels kind of awkward for opponent to be playing Sky Scanners with Bookcase because you kind of want big creatures to be unblockable and just get through for a ton of damage. So I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. So he's not attacking. What does that tell us? Well, it tells me that we're going to run into a combat trick. So still tap the Suspicious Bookcase. And if opponent wants to waste a combat trick, that's fine because I got Siegebreaker coming up. So let's see what combat trick he has. Shock. I totally just misled there. Yeah, that was terrible. Literally, my finger just touched the stupid touchpad. Whatever. I'm giving my opponent a turn to catch up. Okay, that's good. Let's just assume we feel bad for opponent and we wanna help him a little bit. So should I go double Courser or Siegebreaker? Now let's just go Siegebreaker. In the next turn, we can go Stag into Doctor. So all the Sky Scanners for my opponent. I don't think I'm going to attack. I think I'm just going to build out the board here. And I'm going to pass. This is going to give me a much better setup next turn. And I could also just, if I really wanted to, I could start activating Siegebreaker's ability to prevent blocks and cast another Courser. So that could be good. Yeah, this isn't terrible. Unless my opponent makes another play, no. All right, so let's see. What's the best way to do this? So who do we not want blocking? I guess my opponent is going to be able to trade one of the Knights and a Sky Scanner for a Stag. Could also use this twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. It doesn't really make sense to attack with them. He's got this stupid wall. I'd have to. Yeah, that was a mistake. Shit. Shiza. I guess now I have to use this ability the second time, right? I want to make it so that the wall can't block. That doesn't seem good. Let's just attack with these two. That's kind of waste of mana. That's what you think through your turns before you start tapping things. That's an important lesson. All right. No. All right, get in for 7. Another combat trick. Okay. Sure. Let's get that out of his hand, and let's just play another courser. Keep hitting for 7. It's a 2-turn clock. Well, he could jump with the sky scanner, but you guys know what I mean. I can even make it so that the sky scanner can't block and play ogre. What? That's it. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go to round 2. I think that was a very premature concession, if you ask me. I mean, I'm down to 1 card, and I think it doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm sure he's got removal in his deck that he can draw too. So anyway, see you round 2.